Hi everyone, and welcome to Valley Crafty Corner. I have a scrapbook process to share with you today, and it is using the February kit from Studio Calico called Front Row. And I am using this picture I took of the lion outside the MGM Grand at Las Vegas, and I actually cut it down to I think it was 3.5 by 5. It was just there's a little bit too much of distracting elements going on, so I just wanted to trim it down a little bit. So I only got the main kit for February, so I'm just I took a piece of craft paper out from my stash, just because I'm trying to use some craft paper as bases for my Vegas trip. I'm either using the white cardstock, or I end up using the craft cardstock just to kind of keep it a little bit on the same, so that when you open it up, you know that those pages belong in that kit. And it's just kind of a class that I took from Shamel Lane, just to try and keep everything consistent. I took a piece of that, it kind of looks like a diamond pattern from the Studio Calico exclusive paper, and I just cut it so that it looked like triangles and just used it as like a top layer for that photo. What I'm showing you here is I actually took a piece of this cut and dry felt from Ranger, and you'll see I pointed over in the bottom corner there to what it looks like. So what I did is I took the Mowed Lawn reinker, Evergreen Bough reinker, and Tumbled Glass reinker, and I just saturated this felt with it, and I'm using it as an ink pad, and I'm trying to mimic the ombre effect that's kind of going on in that kind of pattern paper that looks like a whole bunch of different shades. So I'm using my felt pad as basically a stamp pad. The reason why it doesn't look exactly like on the white paper is because when you stamp it on craft, it gives it a different tone than it does on white. So I really like how it turned out. It's hard to show it on camera. I tried to do the best I could to show it off, but it's really hard to show it. But when I do my layouts for the month, when I do like the updates and what I used with the Studio Calico kit, if you look at that, it'll show it in better detail. So here I'm just kind of looking at some of the embellishments that came in the kit, and it came with these little arrows, and that one arrow matches almost exactly to the arrows that are on that little white tag. So I wanted to kind of just put it on top of them, just to kind of add a little bit of a different look to the tag. And the other thing I did here is I took some scrap white paper, and I took that wide washi tape, and I punched out a whole bunch of circles with it. I used a 5/8 punch, a 1-inch punch, and a 1 1/4 inch punch. And normally I probably wouldn't have done that, but I'm doing this layout for Ronnie Sue Scrapper for a challenge she's having, and it's due March 31st, so I wanted to get this done. And normally I probably wouldn't have done a layout like this, but I like the idea of almost like bubbles or kind of confetti coming up, so I liked how that looked. And all I did is to make them kind of stand off of the page a little bit, I took some black soot ink from Tim Holtz and I inked up all around the edges. And because I did that, I wanted to kind of do the same effect as I did with the circles as I'm going to do with the paper here, just because it looked a little off, that everything else had kind of like this black kind of edging to it, and like the circles did, but the pattern paper didn't. So I just kind of wanted to make it fit in a little better. So that's what I was doing there. And here I'm just kind of laying everything back down, and then I realized I had put that paper on the wrong way because I kind of ripped it a little bit. So I had to rip it back up again and put it back down on the page to show that, or hide the ripped part. So don't tell anybody I ripped the paper there. So here I am taking a border strip, and I tried using this on the beautiful layout that I did a couple layouts back. And I'm going to use it now. So I just inked it up again with the black soot ink, and just to kind of make it feel like it fits in. And here I'm taking some mist. I took Buttercup, Dewy, and what's the other one called? I think it's Estate Green. I'm not sure. Or Mint Julep, I think, is actually what it is. And I'm just adding some ink splatters up to the top and to the bottom. And it took forever to dry, and then I got really super impatient on waiting for it to dry. So I wish I probably wouldn't have done this. It kind of would have looked better if I would have waited. But I took this paper towel and I put it over top to soak up some of the ink. And when you take it off, it's super muted. So I kind of wish I wouldn't have done that. I probably should have maybe heated it up with a heat gun. But darn it, hindsight's 2020. So, yeah, I'm a little disappointed with that. But here I am taking the leftover from that kind of diamond pattern from the top, and I'm going to put it at the bottom just because there was nothing to tie the pattern in from the top to the bottom of the page to make it feel like it was cohesive, that it belonged. So I wanted to add that diamond pattern in. And here I'm just taking some of these little circles and I'm putting them on the page. And my ATG gun is way too big to try to get any adhesive on it. And I recently bought this adhesive tape from Studio Calico, and it's a dot adhesive. I would assume it's similar to that This and That. I think it's even called This and That. It is. And I would assume it's the same as the blue one that you see everybody using. It's just in a kind of a pinky color instead. So I like how it disperses the glue onto just where you need it to. Like if you run it over and beyond where it is, it just kind of stops, or it goes onto something and it can be easily rubbed off. So yeah, here I'm just kind of adding in those dots kind of all over the place, and then adding it underneath and on, kind of going over the sides just to kind of make it feel like the layout is continuous and it doesn't have a kind of weird look to it. Because if you don't hang stuff off the edge and cut it off, it kind of looks a little weird. Anyway, to me it does. I don't know about anybody else, but so anyway, I had this printable piece from the kit, and it says, "What a beautiful day." So I wanted to add that in because it was a beautiful day. It was so gorgeous there. We don't get very nice winters here, so it was nice to have some warm weather. And here I'm just adding that tag in again, and I'm just pulling out my, what do you call it? Crocodile. Not crocodile. Yeah, crocodile. And I'm just going to punch a hole in the middle of that. And I think I'm looking to see if I need some baker's twine, which I'm pretty sure I am going to. Adding some more arrows at the bottom there to kind of attract your attention at the bottom. And what I did is I tried to make an ombre effect on this arrow, kind of similar to what was going on at the city one. So it's a little greener towards the tail of the arrow, and it's a little bit more blue towards the head of the arrow. And I really liked how that turned out. And here I'm going to just ink up this arrow with the green ink, not make it multicolored. I kind of wish I would have made it multicolored though. And it really stands out after you do that. And I think I'm looking for some glue or something at this point. Yep. So this is that Tombow Mono Multi Glue that I just got in a haul just this last little bit. It's really good glue. Again, if you are messy with glue, Glossy Accents kind of leaves like, of course, a glossy finish wherever you have the glue, and the Tombow Mono Multi doesn't, so I really like that glue. The Glossy Accent is really good glue. It's really strong, but the Tombow Mono Multi does not leave that sheen after if you leave a mess like I usually do. So that's just something to consider. And here I just strung some of that green Studio Calico exclusive baker's twine that I got in a haul a little while ago, and just to add a little bit more green into the layout. And I think I'm trying to debate on what to do for my title. I'm not sure. Oh, here I'm adding that that arrow too. And if you saw for a split second there, you saw the arrow underneath where I just put the arrow over top. Just added a little bit of dimension to that card, especially with the other arrows that were on the layout or on that little tag. And I was just showing the two different sizes of punches I used, and I tried to find the 1 1/4 punch, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, it's from Stampin' Up, the one that I used. And here is a tab punch that I got from Studio Calico in a haul a little while ago. And I really like this tab punch if you're looking for something, like if you're looking to make your own tabs. This one's pretty nice. It's a very basic tab, but I really like the style of it. And if you need a tab to just like to be folded, you just don't put your paper all the way through. Like if you have your just fold your paper in half and make sure your fold line is below where it would cut at the top, and then you'll get a folded tab. So here I just kind of fast forwarded because I was looking for some stickers to use for my title. And one of the other things from Ronnie Sue Scrapper for her giveaway is to use 3 different kinds of fonts. The other thing was, let me just look, it was to do a video response, 3 circle sizes, the color green, 3 different fonts. So here I'm using these ombre stickers from Studio Calico. And I just kind of made it gradient from darkest to lightest. So I really like how that looks. And I think here, here I'm using, I got these in a prize that I won from 2 Peas in a Bucket. And these are called Kitten Font. And I'm just spelling out MGM with them. And they are super, super shiny. It was hard to take a picture of this at the end because they were so shiny. It was kind of distracting the camera a little bit. But they look really pretty in real life. So if you're looking for something silver and shiny to put on your layout, those are the ones because they're pretty neat. And they have like a pinstripe of white throughout the letters. So it kind of makes it a little less distracting than if they were all silver. And I think here I'm just going to stick down the letters. And when I pulled up this end, it kind of got a little mushed, so I was just pulling it apart to make it not so mushed. And I'm just putting this MGM down. And then I was trying to look for, I wanted something up at the top. I wasn't sure if I was going to put from the or the, but I just ended up putting the. And here I'm flipping through some old alphas that I have, and I just keep them together with a paper clip. And the ones I chose are actually from a super, super, super old, close to my heart page kit, and it was probably one of the very, very first kits that I got from Close to My Heart. So it was kind of felt good to use those stickers. I'm trying to use up some old stash just because I've got so much of it. I'm just trying to use it up. Just to add a little bit more dimension to the layout, I'm adding some of these kind of greenish looking enamel dots to the layout just to add a little bit of more dimension to it. And it was kind of the little pop that it needed. So I really like how that turned out. And just kind of looking and looking to see if I want to add some more. And it was getting to be a little bit too much at this time, so I just didn't want to add a little too much, and it was not good. There I finished up my journaling. So that I don't really like to show me journaling because it takes me forever. I just never know what I want to write, so that's the reason why I fast forward. That is a cut apart from the basic gray. I would call it a cut apart sheet, just because it had so much different kinds of Emfera on it. And then here I'm attaching a wooden geotag to the top. And I've been using that a lot for my layouts for Vegas, just to signify some sort of travel element. And I almost think now, looking at it, I probably should have put the geotag right beside the of the MGM Grand. It probably would have filled in that space a little better, but oh well, hindsight's 2020 and can't take it off now. So I just stamped the date in on the top of that little piece, and here I'm just taking that little foam piece that I had inked up, and I'm just rubbing it around the sides of the cardstock just to kind of give it that little look of the green element on it. And some of these little pieces had a little bit too much black on it, so it's just kind of burnishing it off a little bit. And I was just flipping through some of my tags to see if I wanted to add something to that right side. And it does need a little bit of something. It has kind of a little weird space in there. So I found some tabs that have been in my stash for a while, so I wanted to use them up. And I've got 3 there, but I think I only ended up using 2. And I'm just switching the orientation of them around. I'm just going to put the blue one at the bottom instead of the yellow one. And I'm just going to add up a touch of the black soot ink just to make them feel like they go. Alright, so we're going to get into looking at some close-ups. And I'm hoping it'll get a really good close-up of the city stamps there. It's not really that great of a shot, but you'll have to stay tuned for some of the pictures or watch in my update video. Thanks for watching. Bye.